Hi, I'm Steve Creer. I'm the MB with Indigenous Product. I've worked in the medical industry a lot of years, about 15, 20 plus years. And, you know, I've had the opportunity to come into a line of products that are natural, chemical free, such as the Ionic Plus, the Zinc Plus, the Copper Plus, and the Gold Plus, and the Age Wonder, Forever Young. And, you know, of course, I endorse these products and we make them available to all of you here in the community. But I think sometimes when I talk about these products, a lot of times most people are listening to me and say, well, he's just trying to sell a product. No, I'm really actually trying to bring life to a community that's dying. And you know what? I tell you what, we've got a testimony on someone who's never used Indigenous product, dealing with type 2 diabetes and going through all of the different things that the doctors have told him to go through. And he's taking all of the synthetic allopathic medication, all the things I talk about. But you need to listen to his story, Mr. Willie Williams, as he explains what these medications have done to him. And remember now, these medications are medications that the doctor prescribed, and these are medications that he takes according to what his doctor tells him to do. But you listen to Mr. Williams as he tells you how his quality of life has deteriorated from taking these medications that's not really designed for his African American body. And I tell you, as an MB, I spent a lot of time telling so many people in this community, many of these medications are not genetically compatible with your body. Because one thing you may have been told here in the United States, that one pot fits all, is not true. There are things that you should never put into your body, but other people of other ethnic groups can. Your bodies are very different because they operate on a principle similar to photosynthesis. In other words, they absorb just like a plant would. But if you put toxic things into a living body, you're going to get the desired reactions of destruction of the body's immune system, which is the key to your health. Not artificial, synthetic, allopathic, man-made medications. Am I telling you not to listen to your doctor? No. I'm telling you to listen to you. I'm telling you to listen to your body. I'm telling you to do something different. And what's the biggest reason? What good does it do to stay on a program or regimen of medications that's moving you closer and closer to ICU, if not the graveyard? It comes a point you've got to think outside of the box. And the only thing that's at risk is your very life. You choose today if you're going to live or you're going to exist. That's why Indigenous product exists. We're here to make a difference. There are no incurable diseases, only incurable states of mind in the African American community or any community that wants to live. You need to know about Indigenous product. Listen, I always make it a point, and I can tell people, like I said before, about Indigenous product, but sometimes getting people from the community that's never tried Indigenous product or never been on any of our programs, but as I indicated before, they're on the medications that their doctors prescribed. I call this the Indigenous product hotline. I'm going to give you an opportunity to listen to Mr. Willie Williams tell what the medications that he's taking, that his doctor prescribed for him, and how it's basically just destroying his life, not getting it better. Mr. Williams, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I hear you.
Okay, tell him your story. Tell the community your story about what you're going through. And he's never been on Indigenous product, but tell him what the medications have done to you and how it's basically put you in a situation where you're no longer living, just existing. Tell them what the medications have done, the prescription medications that your doctor prescribed. Tell them your story, Mr. Wood.
Yes, sir. To all that listen, to the black community, it could be to all people that on God earth. We are taking something that is killing our cells. The medication Maxoma It ain't no good for them. All the different kinds of shots, that for instance, there's diabetes medicine, it's not no good for them. The high blood pressure pill is not no good for them because we're taking something that hurting ourselves, harming ourselves, going day by day, think we're doing good, we're not. Because you look at the graveyard now, look at the funeral homes now, more us in the funeral home than walking around. Then turn around there, look what's happening. Me, myself, and I started on this medication back in '99. It ain't made me no better. It made me bigger, swole me off. My legs swole right now. Just went in the hospital a few days ago. They said my heart rate was down 38. Then found out I had pneumonia. I'm taking all the medicine they give me. It ain't doing me no good. To all that listen, to all the black community, please listen at this young man that advertised this stuff. I ain't never took it before, but I called him. I called him because I heard him talk on TV. I want to try something different to help me. God wants us to change our life over to better our condition.
That's right.
Because it's not worth it to take this kind of medicine, killing each one of us. The doctor provided stuff to us. I'm going to say it again. I don't mind saying it. I'm going to say it out loud. The white man been white all his life. He doing what he can do to hurt us. And we need to wake up, y'all. If he's not hurting us in our finance, he's hurting us in our body. We need to wake up. We need our bodies where we can move around and get around like we're supposed to. God don't want us to be in no miserable shape like we is now. You know, I'm suffering with heart problems at the age of 60. You know, I didn't know how to walk. Blood ain't circulated right to my legs. It's bad. That Mac Farmer will kill you. That all that high blood pressure will kill you. I take about 40 different kind of pills, and ain't none of it doing me no good.
Wow. Wow.
I take about 40 different kind of pills. I ain't none of them going to do it. I'm on 2 different kind of shots, or once a week shot. It ain't doing me no good. And they doing them to make me bigger, and make you eat a lot. Make you have an appetite. And once you get hungry, you don't want nobody to mess with you while you hungry. You want to eat, and now you're doing what? Hurting your body.
That's right. That's right.
Put God first in your life and wake up, young men and young ladies. Our young men walk around big as I am. They can't all move around. Young men at the age of 20, at the age of 25 and 30.
Amazing. And tell them,
you know, we need to wake up. We need to wake up in our community. Quit doing what we're doing. Do the right thing by our body. Our body means a lot because God wants us to be fixed and just right. Not halfway. No, he don't want nothing halfway.
That's true.
You're too tired to go to church on Sunday. Too tired to go to this place on Sunday. God wants us to be right. Leave that medication on and turn away and find something that's going to help you. This young man that I'm talking to, whoever, I ain't never met him, but I put on my telephone God. I said, it's God. When I called that telephone number that night, I put on there, I ain't never called him before. This is my first time calling him today. I want help. When I asked God for help, when I turned 59, God gave me help. I want help to get my body in a situation where I can feel like I'm young again. I don't want to go back down in the age part, but I want to feel good where I can move around. I don't want to be in no wheelchair, no nursing home. That's what the governor wants you to do, be in a nursing home where they can control you.
That's right.
With all the medications.
With all the medications.
Ain't but one person can control me. My mother's dead and gone, my daddy gone. But like I say, that God Almighty, I'm looking to the hills and He's coming my help. But please, y'all, get off that medication. It's some more solution out there to help you. There's some more solution out there to help you. All you got to do, make a change. All this election stuff going on, all you got to do is make a change for your body.
Wow.
It's bad you got to walk on a stick. It's bad you got to get in a wheelchair. Most of y'all don't in a wheelchair. Most of y'all don't got cane stick. Most of y'all don't got crutches. Somebody have to help you in the car. Somebody have to help you out of the car. Leave them doctors alone. Them doctors, them are making money and laughing at us and killing us.
Well,
be for real about yourself. Be for real about yourself. If you love the Lord, y'all need to love yourself like God loves you.
well.
I'm not coming on here to preach or nothing like this, but like I say, help yourself. Give yourself some help and go to that herb. Go back what that God had planted in the earth for us. Get that herb stuff. Get that stuff and take it. That's what I'm fit to do. I'm fit to make a change because I'm 60 years old. I want to look good at the age of 70. I want to be here at the age of 70.
That's right.
The thing that I'm doing now, I'm killing myself. We ain't got to take no gun and kill ourselves. We're killing ourselves. We're having our own funeral.
Boy, that's true. That
man happy. That man happy. He done made the money off you. You dead and gone. He ain't got to put up with you no more. Here we got our family folks got to put up with it, burying us, get us in the grave, all this stuff. Overweight. You know, it costs money for an overweight person to be buried.
Yes, it does.
It costs money. It costs money to get in a big casket. You're going to hurt your family. Don't hurt your family like that. You know we're not able to get insurance because insurance blocking because we sick. With different type of disease. Get up off of it. Let's make a change. And whoever hear my voice, let's make a change.
Well, you know.
Let's make a change. Let's come to some conclusion. These doctors ain't doing them making money. They're killing us. And I got a bunch of numbers right here. I wish you could see it. I wish y'all could see it. I got to check my sugar 5 times a day. And then turn around there. The government ain't got no more money to give us. We breaking the government. Medicare, we ain't getting what we supposed to get right now. How can I live off of $875? That's all I get a month.
Well,
I'm tired of free medals. I want some free and land. I want to feel good, freedom.
Well, you know what, Mr. Williams, I want to take a second to say something to everything that you've said, and I say this as an MB. Listen, you know, listen, look, the viewing audience that's seeing me right now, Mr. Willie Williams, he's never been on Indigenous product, but we're getting ready to set him up and put him on Indigenous product, and we're getting ready to help him. And I just want to say to those who have heard what he's saying, I want you to know and understand that when they diagnose you with diabetes, they're not just diagnosing you with diabetes, they're diagnosing you with a heart condition, they're diagnosing you with a potential candidate for amputation, they're diagnosing you for a risk in the area of strokes and aneurysms. In other words, you are a blank check to them. And I've said that many times. And you know, I'm not going to take anything away from the doctors or the hospitals because their job is to do what their job do. If you got Medicaid or Medicare, they're going to charge you. Now, nowhere is it written that they got to heal you or cure you. They can give you medication, they can give you the surgery. If you don't get better, you can't blame the doctor. Now, I'm going to say this. If you want to get better and get a better quality of life, I think Mr. Williams broke it down. There are herbs and natural things on God's earth that can give you back that health naturally by regenerating that immune system. Now, we're in the heart of the Oak Cliff area, and we definitely want you to live instead of exist. And, you know, we're going to wrap this up, but I got to ask one question to you if I could. You know, and I want to say this, too. Mr. Willie Williams is also a preacher. He's a minister. I'd like to ask one little question to you if I could. You said something about your legs being swollen. Could you just give me about a quick 60 seconds about your legs being swollen and tell me a little bit about that?
They claim I got fluid on my legs, but I'm not. They give me fluid tablets to take. It's not releasing the fluid. I have to drink plenty of water to release the fluid. It's bad when you have to go and try to get help to release the fluid because it swells your legs up. The medicine that we're taking, it's not helping us, it's hurting us. Be careful what you take in fluid tablets. Don't take all fluid tablets. Don't take this hypertension medicine for for blood pressure. Don't take that, man. There ain't no killing us. Y'all, please. My legs swollen up right now because of the mess that I'm taking.
Wow. Wow. Okay, listen. You know what? I've got no more questions. You've actually Mr. Williams, you said everything that I'd be preaching about when I'm doing this television show, where I'm trying to educate the community about the dangers of medications that are not designed for their bodies. And I just want to personally thank you, and I'll be getting in contact with you, and we'll be getting you on the Indigenous product Full Mineral Therapy, and I'll put you under our program as one of our clients and patients, and we'll take care of you. And I want to thank you for bringing truth to a community that's dying and desperately needed. Thank you, Mr. Willie Williams, for your incredible testimony and story.
Sir, can I say this before you get off the phone?
Yes, sir.
Don't let this be my last time, because God got plenty of work for me to do. This might be my calling to tell somebody about their medication.
I can't do nothing but agree with you, because you know what? The truth of the matter is, it's better to give the gift of life than the gift of death, because death is not a gift. And I'm not saying that's what the medical industry is doing.
We're not supposed to leave here like this early. Thank you for inviting me to your show, okay, on the telephone. I ain't never met you, but you have a wonderful bond, a great intention to help people. If people just wake up, okay?
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Willie Williams. We appreciate you. God bless you. And we're going to see if we can't save some lives. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. That's the main thing I want to do, help save some lives.
All right. We'll do it together.
Okay, then. Appreciate you, sir. Then give me a call whenever you get a chance.
I will indeed. Take care, Mr. Williams.
Yes, sir. Take care. Be blessed. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Wow, what an amazing interview with Pastor Willie Williams. You know, he told it how he felt it. So I'm just going to, it's one thing about it. He told you about the problem side of the medications. Now, here's the beauty. Now we can come with the solution. Ionic Plus. And let me tell you about Ionic Plus right quick. And we won't get off into it real in depth, but Ionic Plus is a natural antibiotic, prophylactic. It's an antiseptic. And works against hundreds and hundreds of different types of bacteria and viruses and so many different type of mutagenic infections, and it does it naturally. And one of the things I like about the Ionic Plus and all of the whole line of the Indigenous product family is that they're chemical free and 100% natural, and they do not interact with your medications. Copper Plus, I gotta tell you about this little Jew right here, because I got a friend, and I hope you're watching her show. That's Miss Esther Davis. She swears by Copper Plus. She loves Copper Plus, and she stops by the office and picks her up a bottle or whatever, and she's been doing it for years. But let me tell you why Mr. Esther Davis likes Copper Plus. Copper Plus works in a unique way because it has the ability to move plaque and hydrogenated buildup inside of the capillaries and blood vessels. But you have a lot of women that when they get to a particular point in life, they deal with a lot of spider veins and a lot of those protruding veins that begin to show on their legs and things of that nature. Well, you can use a lot of different cosmetic types of powders and different things to try to cover it up, but the problem is the skin is losing its elasticity. And one of the most important things to take into consideration is that when that happens, that's because the body is breaking down in the area of the tightness of the skin. Copper Plus has the unique ability to tighten the skin, cover up those varicose veins, but it also has the ability to work against high blood pressure, blockage, aneurysms, and things of that nature. And it's an amazing mineral, and it does actually a whole lot more than that, because believe me, by having this in your system, it is a preventative against strokes and aneurysms and other different things. And believe it or not, graying hair is an indication that there's a copper deficiency inside of your body. And yes, it has been said with Copper Plus, it has the ability to turn that gray hair back black. And that's one of the unique things of Copper Plus. Forever Young, I want to tell you about this one. I like this one. Now, I don't know how old I look, but I'm a lot older than what you might think. But I live by Forever Young. And it's a reason why I do, Because you may not believe it, premature aging has to do with what we eat and what we take into our bodies. Now, Forever Young, what's unique about it, it works with a very powerful gland, the hypothalamus gland. The hypothalamus gland controls 30 different types of glandular functions throughout the body. And by taking this, it works against so many different types of infections and things that builds within the body. But it slows down the aging process some 60 and at times 70%. Depends on your genetics. But it's also a natural antibiotic too. But I love the fact that when you reverse the aging process, it strengthens the immune system. Forever Young. And I tell you, I love that. I have to take that every day. The ionic zinc, the zinc plus, you know, as a man, we began to start having problems at a particular age with our prostate. But we also start having problems with blurred vision. And not just men, but women too. That's all because of a deficiency in zinc. And zinc has the unique ability to work against, you might say, a deterioration in mental capacity. Because you may not know this, but do you know that a large portion of the actual fluid in the brain is a zinc substance? So gray matter needs this. We need zinc because it actually balances the body's overall pH level. And I'm telling you, very, very important. And if you get a chance, why don't you Google the actual areas inside of the body of a deficiency in zinc and what happens when you don't have it. And another thing I like about Zinc Plus, you get 100% absorption. Unlike many of the zinc supplement pills that you may take, you only get about 20% absorption because it's a pill. The rest comes out in stool. Zinc Plus has the unique ability to give you 100% absorption because by putting these amazing products underneath the tongue, goes straight into the bloodstream in about 6 seconds. So you get the full benefit of these amazing products. And the Gold Plus. I like Gold Plus for a lot of different reasons because one of the things that I have to have is mental clarity because of when I'm dealing with patients and individuals. I have to be sure and I have to be, I remember a good friend of mine, Dr. Jude Pookum. She used to love Gold Plus. A doctor I used to work with back in the day. I need to tell you, Gold Plus has the unique ability to work with the neurotransmitters in the brain. But it also has another unique ability. Water retention and unnatural weight gain and parasites, which of course is an epidemic in the United States. A lot of people don't realize, and a lot of foods they eat, you got parasitic infection like Dragonellas that actually causes unnatural weight gain and a nauseated, sluggish feeling inside of the body. The Gold Plus has the ability to give you a euphoric feeling where you feel just alive, but at the same time, it works against what is that disease that so many different people look at and they believe that it's caused by autism. That's the one I'm thinking about. We've got a lot of young people that's suffering from autism due to the vaccinations, and that's a whole other story. I'm telling you, by putting them on Gold Plus, you give them a chance to regenerate the cells inside of the gray matter, where you can possibly turn that around. And again, Gold Plus works against rheumatoid arthritis and arthritic problems inside of the body. I highly recommend this. As a matter of fact, what I recommend is the full mineral therapy. And we have a diabetic package. And, you know, if you were listening to our show just a little while ago, or if you were viewing it, you heard the testimony of Pastor Willie Williams. And he broke it down what the medications are doing. And I can't disagree with anything that he said because working in the medical industries, I saw it firsthand. And I knew as an individual who worked in those hospitals, many of the medications were not genetically compatible with our bodies. And when I say our bodies, I'm talking about our bodies, us. So I need to say this. This what I'm holding in my hand is 50P. 50P is a version of the Ionic Plus, but much stronger, somewhere in the neighborhood of 2 trillion parts per million electromagnetic charge minerals that actually goes into the body and destabilizes the infection that builds up through just everyday living. I mean, because of the pesticides and herbicides and insecticides that's in many of the foods that we eat, we have a buildup of high levels of toxicity, which causes a autoimmune reaction inside of the body that begins to break the body down. And once you get an autoimmune reaction, you may be dealing with cancer, lupus, you may be dealing with Crohn's disease or whatever. You know, we got a young lady, a patient right now that has stage 3, stage 4 cancer, and I believe it was breast cancer. And what's unique about this young lady, when she went in to the hospital, they were all ready to put the ports in her body, in her chest, and they were going to cut off her breast. And she started on the Indigenous product, and I'm just here to tell you, they didn't get to cut the breast off. The mass in her breast has actually gotten smaller, and her quality of life has not gone down. And one of the things she said when I talked with her, she said the first thing the doctor told her is that she was going to lose that beautiful head of hair that she had, and he was apologizing ahead of time. Well, it didn't happen because she operated outside of the box, and she's fighting back by giving her immune system what it needs to fight the malignancy that was moving through her body. She's not just living, she is living. And I guess what I really meant to say, she's not just existing, she's living. And we have one other thing I want to bring to you. We also carry a nebulizer, and this is just one of the brands of nebulizers that we carry. If you're dealing with asthma or your children, the 50p ionic that I showed you a little while ago actually comes with this unit. And unlike albuterol and the different things that parents give their children and the side effects that come along with it, which is parasitic in nature, asthma, a lot of people don't know that. This product is 100% natural, chemical free, and our nebulizers work against, you name it, asthma, lung cancer, sarcoidosis, and we have had some incredible results from these natural products, and we've had some incredible results from individuals who went the natural way instead of the synthetic chemical allopathic way. And I always tell people all the time, you don't have to listen to what it is I'm saying, but you do need to listen to your body. And listen, you know, one thing about the African American community, the mortality rate is, and when I say mortality rate, I'm talking about just people dying and getting worse. Listen, I understand that maybe you're on a set income. I understand that you may not can afford this or you may not can afford that. Indigenous product will work with you, but I have to tell you, many of the insurances that you have, whether it's Medicaid or Medicare or private insurances, they don't pay for indigenous product, unfortunately. You know, I truly wish they would, but it seems that insurance only pays for the things that don't really work. And that's the sad thing about it. And I'll tell you this, listen, this is your life, and this is a plea coming from me to you. This is your life, and, you know, do you want to exist in pain and agony with different dozens of medications that don't work? Or do you want to step outside of the box and actually make an attempt at living again the way God meant for you to live? Listen, that's what indigenous product is. That's what we're about. Just like Pastor Willie Williams was saying, he's never taken indigenous product, but he has taken the medications that his doctors prescribed. And basically what you heard is someone who's in misery as far as it comes down to their diagnosis of what he needs to do. Well, indigenous product, we're going to get that unnatural weight off. We're going to strengthen the capillaries and blood vessels. We're going to work against the high blood pressure, the diabetes, the cancer, the Crohn's disease, and just a lack of energy. And we're going to do it natural. We're going to do it chemical free. And we're going to do it for a community who desperately needs it. Indigenous product, you can go to our website, indigenousproduct.com. You can give us a call. You got our number there. It's flashing across the screen because We do want to make a difference in your life. You don't have to be a statistic anymore, community that I love. Hi, I'm Steve Curry, the MB with Indigenous Product. You know, from time to time, we like to do things for the community that we serve. You know, for a limited time while supplies last, we like to give you this vacation certificate where for 3 days and 2 nights you can go to Niagara Falls or Hawaii or New Orleans. And with every purchase of Indigenous product, we're going to make this available to you. All you need to do is come by the office, ask for Pam, or give us a call at 972-277-7588. Get the product and get a trip with this vacation certificate, no additional cost. Just something we want to do for the community that we serve.